On March 3rd, 1991, Rodney King was involved in a high-speed car chase with local law enforcement. After his car came to a stop, he was forced out of the car and he was beaten brutally. Not knowing that the police were being filmed, the police kept on beating him for about 15 minutes. It resulted in Rodney King having permanent brain damage, fractures in his skull, and many broken bones. Racial profiling was a big thing, but this case was the first time that it was recorded. This is the aftermath of the beating. The Rodney King incident was shined a light on police brutality and racial profiling. The trial for the four officers was supposed to be held in Los Angeles, but the defense attorneys of the four officers argued that a fair trial in Los Angeles would be impossible because of all the publicity of the event. So the trial was moved to Simi Valley, which was a predominantly white suburb of LA.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Lawrence M. Powell, not guilty of the crime of assault by force likely to produce great bodily injury and with a deadly weapon. In violation of We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Timothy E. Wind, not guilty of the crime of assault by force likely to produce great bodily injury and with a deadly weapon. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, J. Brasino, not guilty of the crime of assault by force likely to produce great bodily injury and with a deadly weapon. In violation of Penal Code Section 245, we, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Stacy C. Kuhn, not guilty of the crime of assault by force likely to produce great bodily injury and with a deadly weapon. In violation.
The four officers involved in the beating, Theodore Brasino, Stacy Kuhn, Timothy Wynn, and Lawrence Powell, were all found not guilty of the beatings. The lack of indictment of the four police officers would later lead to the LA riots of 1992.
The driver's only mistake was entering this area. He's been kicked in the head. He's laying in the street. Okay, this is it. Terrible, terrible pictures. This is what all this guy did was enter this area. That's his only crime. Hit the siren, Doug. Yes. Okay, this guy is laying in the street. Hit the siren, Doug. He is bleeding unconscious in the street. Ross?
Police brutality and racial profiling was challenged during this incident. The case would get appealed to the Supreme Court, and from there, two of the four police officers were charged. But as a result of the Rodney King incident and the LA riots, there has not been much progress with police brutality because a little over 20 years later, the Mike Brown incident would make headline news and the events following would be similar to the riots of 1992.